Hello everybody, welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today in deck number 441 we're going to talk about M20. Starting with Sephara, the Sky's Blade. It is so hard not to call her the makeup store. But anyway, 7 mana 7/7 flying lifelink. Other creatures you control with flying have indestructible. This is not bad in and of itself, but the ability to cheat her out by paying a white and tapping 4 flyers really is what I had. It had my attention. So, that's kind of where I went. That's kind of how I built the deck. We have absolutely no ramp in this deck. None whatsoever. Because our 1-drop creatures are our ramp. She is a 7/7, so she's part of that magical 3-hit club. So that's our win con. And I realize it's kind of a narrow win con, but this is a mono white commander deck. There's not a lot of. So let's look at our creatures, shall we? We're running Kite Sail Scout because these are. I believe I was able to encompass all of the 1 mana flyers in white. Aven Skirmisher, Loyal Pegasus, that's even an M20. Topplegeist, everybody's favorite, Suntail Hawk, Healer's Hawk, Sky Marcher Aspirant, the new Segovian Angel from Modern Horizons. That's pretty sweet. Golden Glow Moth, that's right, Matthew, I'm playing with it. Brass Gnat. Oh, I forgot the cheap one, the Ornithopter there. That's not bad at all. Then we move up to 2 drops with Tomic. Right? Leonin Sky Hunter, and then our quality kind of curtails a little bit. Mistral Charger, Courier Hawk, Wings of the Guard, Aven Squire, Core Skyfisher is a baller. That's all I have to say. I love this card. Angelic Wall. Now let's look at Pilla. Look, is this not everything we want to be doing in this specific deck? It's a cheap flyer so that we can tap it to bring out Sephara. And then we can untap it to get mana. Oh, it's so beautiful. Hanged Executioner. While this guy is not bad either because it flies. Yeah, it's 3 mana for a 1/1, but you get 2. You get him plus the token, so that's neat. Angel of Vitality, I just couldn't resist because this is beautiful art. And yeah, 4/4 for 3 is not bad. Hushwing Griff, Cloud Chaser Kestrel. Some of those older foils are like super on point. Plated Pegasus, Bygone Bishop, which is going to hit, most of our creatures. This is a form of our card draw. Dust Elemental in there just to save our a couple creatures. And card draw, we're going to go with Otherworld Atlas and Lore Seeker Stone. Now, mono white, of course, the only real drawback to Lore Seeker Stone is, it costs 6. Yeah, that ability, but you know what? More than likely, that ability is just going to cost you 3. Because we're probably going to be hellbent in mono white. Especially mono white, lots of itty-bitty creatures. Now, the next category of cards I've got is cards that are not creatures, but they make little 1/1 flyers. Stuff like 3 Dude Seriously, Field of Souls, Midnight Haunting, Battle Screech. Battle Screech just got reprinted, I believe, in Modern Horizons. Rousing of Souls, and Vessel of E-Word. What should we look at? I guess removal? Sure. We'll do removal next. There's a bunch in here because, let's face it, we have got to pave the way for our big angel. Disenchant, Reprobation, Hour of Revelation. Ravnica War. I firmly believe that this card, because this is like under a quarter right now. It's crazy. I realized just a ton of War of the Spark was opened, and there's a bunch on the market. But first off, this card is not very reprintable because it has the set name and the plain name in the name of the card. So, barring a guild kit or a themed commander deck, this card's just not going to pop up in a random regular pack set. It's just not. And the ability to, if you're in mono white, you want this. Exile all multicolor permanents. That's most of what Commander plays. So, I don't know. I'm thinking about, getting about 50 of them, just because. Citywide Bust, Oblivion Ring, Demystify, Patrician Scorn, because why not? I mean, it's not hard to play a white spell and then play this for the free if enchantments are what's bothering us. Path, Bond, Eternal Isolation. Now, Lapse of Certainty is obviously the white memory lapse. Lapse right there in the name. But nobody sees it coming. Nobody sees white counterspells coming, or counterspells in general out of a mono white deck. So let's look at the fun stuff. We got Scout's Warning, because nothing is cooler than you've got your 4 little 1/1 flyers out there and somebody comes at you with a big old 5/5 and you're like, I think I'm a Scout's Warning, and then play my commander and then draw a card and then block your thing and smite you and then come back and hit you. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Blackblade Reforged is going to help our commander get there quicker. More than likely, with the sword and the true conviction, we're trying to engineer a one-hit kill. Brought back for when things die, and we can choose to let her go to the graveyard, and if we've got brought back in our hand, or just other creatures for that matter. The Wanderer is going to keep that Chandra damage off of them, because, Chandra's everywhere. They heard we like Chandra, so they gave us more Chandra so we could Chandra harder while we Chandra. God's Willing. It's going to save it. Battle Mastery, another way to give her double strike, just in case. Now, Sarah Aviator. I know the Sarah Planeswalker is really good, but Sarah Aviator is what I have. And, it's crazy old. How often do you actually get to play a Homelands card and it be relevant in your deck, Otherworldly Journey, Blinker out. Army of Allah. We are playing a lot of small flyers. So, our entire deck has evasion. So, I mean, there's a scenario where you can just one drop Army of Allah, let's go. Now, yeah, this is the same casting cost as Glorious Anthem. I don't know. I think the surprise factor is worth it. Hey, we have other creatures here that I missed. Aven Cloud Chaser, of course, on a flying body. Herald of the Sun. 4 mana for 1 counter is pretty steep. I don't know. This might be a slot. It might be. Shielded by Faith. Now this I like. Indestructible. Nice. And then our Brave the Elements. Because sometimes Brave the Elements, it's a great defensive card, but it's also, if you look around the board and you're like, every creature on the board has some form of black mana in it. I can make my team unblockable. Nice. So let's look at our non-basics. Obviously, we are running a Rose Passage since we are trying to win with commander damage. We're going to do a little bit of cycling action. A Karu for the bounce land. Forbidding Watchtower, blocker. New Benalia. Hey, it scries. Cryptic Caves. We're going to give this a try. Draw card. Maybe. Encroaching Waste to, pop that crazy non-basic land, just in case somebody's got a maze. And then our last card is Foundry of the Consuls. Now, this, playing monocolor does allow us to, devote more land slots to utility lands. But this one, in a pinch, we can get 2 flyers out of it. It's going to cost us 6 mana. 5 plus this one. But in a situation where we have no cards in hand and we need 2 more creatures to get, yeah. Oh, and I do have a question since we are here at the end, and maybe y'all will know the answer. So here is my question. Let's look at our girl one more time, right? You may pay white and tap 4 untapped creatures you control rather than paying this spell's mana cost. I am relatively certain that means we never have to pay commander tax. This is an alternate cost rather than pay the spell's mana cost. So it doesn't matter how many times she dies. As long as we've got 4 flyers and a white mana, she's coming back. Whew. Seems really good. That does work the way I think it does. Doesn't it? Y'all let me know. But this is the first M20 deck. I'm going to try to do this. Try to get as many of these M20 decks done as possible. As soon as possible, because this is a thing that people, are going to be doing. We're going to be building decks. All the ones go down here at the bottom. We're starting a new row. I do appreciate y'all watching. Y'all let me know what you think. But I think right now we are going to shuffle and cut.